you inside of Cal Tire Place North here in Vernon. Trevor Miller here with you. Some more UMH-68 Invitational action, our final game of day number 1. As it is going to be Team Blue taking on Team Red in the last game of the day between these two teams. Both these teams looking for their first win of the tournament and their first win of the day here today, as they look to try and break the goose egg here to pick up a victory on this Friday night. As we get into how their first games went for Team Red, a tough one for them where they fell both by 1-goal losses. Team Red dropped the game 7-6 to Team Gray, despite a strong effort by Cohen Short, who had himself a pair of goals. A late game comeback in the final minute. Aiden Potash scored to make it 7-6 with a minute to go, but Team Red could not find that equalizing marker. Team Blue, similar story, fell 5-4. A bit tougher of a game for Team Blue though. Ben Tyson scored a hat trick in the game. They led by a score of 4-2 the early part of the third period, but surrendered 3 unanswered goals and ended up falling in that game by a final of 5-4. So Team Blue going to try and get back in, or look to get in the win column, as is Team Red. Should be a good game to finish things off here on this Friday night from the UMH-68 BC Invitational here. Glad to have you here with us. As the two teams warming up, getting set to go here for this Friday night clash here from Vernon. Team Blue will have to rebound and get ready for an early game tomorrow. They take on Team Gray, who has yet to lose so far in the course of this tournament. Team Red takes on Team Black tomorrow in a later game tomorrow at 10:45. So should be a good one, should be good action here all weekend long here from Vernon. Happy to have you here with us on this Friday night as we get set for action here. And you'll notice the team's new jerseys. Don't know if it was a late jersey arrival or not, but both teams looking good in there now. Pant covered. For Red, it's red and black. For Blue, it's blue and black. And the base colors, so red and blue jerseys with black and white trim, black shoulders with the sponsors of Iron Ghost Construction Elite Prospects on the shoulders for all of these teams. As we look toward what this game can hold and what we're going to see from this one, what we should be seeing from a goaltending standpoint from Team Red have yet to see who's going to go, because Jaden Avery and Bryce Roach played both in this morning's game, so we'll see which one comes out for them. For Team Blue, it was Nicholas Buttle that got the loss in the game, so looks like it should be James McRae that will go here today for Team Blue, hoping to try and get a victory here today, with McRae likely in net for Team Blue in this one. Should be a good contest here. Again, these two teams, just because they're 0-1 didn't mean that they didn't work towards it. They both had a very strong opening game and fell by just a goal in their opener, as we'll see what happens here in this one here tonight. As we get a look at both the teams, Red going from right to left on your computer screens, and it will be Roche who's going to get the start in goal. As he'll give the nod in goal to our broadcast left for Team Red, and it is James McRae who will get the starting goal to our broadcast left for Blue. Blue going left to right on your computer screens, right to left goes Red here in this open. As we get set for the fourth and final game of day 1. We'll have 4 games today. Action-packed 4 games tomorrow before the bronze medal and gold medal game coming up on Sunday, Father's Day. But we get set for action here. The final game of the day underway here between Team Red and Team Blue, getting under action here tonight. Team Blue with the puck back inside of their own zone. It's Saul who will play it ahead and deflect it back in from center. That will go down ice. No icing on the play, as racing back after it on the right side. Team Blue trying to find their handle on it now as that puck comes up the boards left wing side and Cohen short, lost the handle on that. The whistle blown and play is stopped short. Remember, scored twice in that game earlier this morning in the loss for Team Red. So faceoff will come back to center. We're back inside the Team Red zone. Not exactly sure what was going on there. We had a player that was hurt behind the play, so it will be for Team Blue going off, Austin Aiden. We hope the best for Aiden as he goes off, and hopefully he will be all right as he goes back to the bench. Face-off will come back out to neutral ice just outside of the Team Red bench. Off this face-off, this puck is worked back down inside of Team Blue territory, so they'll go back onto it here, working back inside of his own end as Raymond Saul. Puck comes back out through the center, and it's Aiden Potash that gets set at center. Potash scoring earlier today for Team Red in that comeback effort. The wall on the right wing side now is trying to get the handle on that is Team Red, but Blue will come back the other way and advance back out to center. Lifted back in from neutral ice on the right wing side by Hudson Bishop. Puck around the boards in the left wing and cut off there. That one comes back around on the left wing side and held on here by Team Blue, thrown toward the front of the net, then put toward the goal. And Roche able to make that save and will hang on for a face-off here in that puck that was put toward the front of the net by Tristan Schmidt. Good stop there by Roche to keep this game scoreless here in the early going. Face-off that'll come to the blocker side of the goal of Roche. 18:56 to go in this opening period. And off the face-off. Puck laid along now as Blue will float that back down below the goal line. Picked up here by Team Red as they'll work it up the wall on the left wing side, trying to advance that one out there. That was Thorpe, but back down behind the goal line now. It's taken here by Tyler Rezitnik, and Rezitnik works it ahead. Off the stick of Chase Thorpe, who goes to race after it here on the right side. Thorpe contesting there with his man as that puck comes back in front, backhanded just wide. And a look there for Casey Minabariat, who just couldn't find the handle. Puck comes back along right wing, and now will be floated back here through to center by Team Blue. They try to get their way up with that. Lifted back down inside of the Team Red zone. Wrapped around the boards on the right wing side. Going after it there is Easton Granger. Granger trying to get to that puck. The right wing before that was pushed back out through to center, and Team Blue back onto it. Working ahead is Harlan Hesby. Hesby tried to make the play ahead, but picked off, and it's brought back in now by Minabarian. Minabarian trying to make his way ahead as it's still back along the boards on the right wing side. Puck to the line before it was thrown on and steered away from the front of the goal by Team Blue. Blue will counter and come back the other way across the line. Here is Hesby back with it again. Hesby trying to center it back out in front. Loose puck comes right wing circle. Now Reed will take over in the right dot. Reed back down low below the goal line. To the left wing corner. Still digging forward here as the puck is jousted for and now pushed to the left circle. Making a move and trying to center it there. And Hesby had that shot that just couldn't find the front of the goal. So Ewan Cuthbertson back forward now inside of his own zone. Forced it ahead on the left wing side, deflected back in by Blue and Team Red onto it here inside of their own end. Puck laid ahead on the right side, now pushed back out through to center and laid back in by Team Red as they try to work their way into the offensive end. Here's Hesby. Looks it back around the boards. Lifted back up the left wing side and now played back out here by Team Blue. Just inside the line, that's going to be an offside as that was brought in by Blue, and that coming in the way of Bentley Gillis. As Gillis tried to make his way, and Gillis opened the scoring in the game for Team Blue earlier today, I should say. Face-off that will come back out to center. Just over 3 minutes gone here in this hockey game, and a 0-0 score so far here tonight. There's Cohen short now with it. Trying to make that play ahead. Battled for it here just outside the line and forced back ahead by Red, but taken by Blue back inside of their own zone. LaRoff now trying to make that play ahead, but taken over now by Potash. Potash just outside the blue line, trying to force that one ahead. Still a loose puck there as it's played back along the left wing side, and Steele trying to get to that before it's laid back in and taken back on by Frank inside of his own zone. Frank tried to get ahead. Now Bishop trying to collect that, but Potash onto it. Aiden Potash up the boards. Knocked down there. Steele trying to collect it as well, and it's LaRoff that will throw it toward the front of the goal, going right to the front of the net. Stopped up and held by the goaltender, and Roach will get a face-off back inside of his own zone. 15:44 to go here in the first period. No score in this one. Coming off a 9-14 Gray victory just moments ago in this game. To see how this one goes about here in the second game of the evening and night session. Minneberry trying to work that puck ahead. That's stripped away and countered back up ice here for Team Blue. And work it back in deep down below the goal line. Racing back after it there is Team Red trying to get to it now as Granger behind the net, but it will be Blue that will come onto it now. The right wing side trying to make moves is Ben Tyson. Tyson scoring a hat trick earlier today for Team Blue. Drop back down below the goal line. Blue back onto it now. They back to the line. Simpson to the net. It was stop before it could get to the front of the goal, and then Schmidt knocked that down. Played ahead by Granger. Up the wall on the right wing side, and Team Red's able to work that out to center. 5 minutes gone here in period number 1. Bouncing puck deflected ahead through the neutral zone and laid back in there by Team Blue. Back for it, back inside of the Team Red end as this will come loose back on the left wing and work back ahead there as that was Rezitnik that tried to make his way ahead. Rezitnik makes a move, right circle, tried to throw that one on. That was knocked down before it could get to the front of the net and carried back the other way here by Team Blue. Lifted back in deep by Blue, and going in after the hard-checking forecheck there is Ty Warnick. Puck comes back to the right side. Reed trying to get a handle on that. Pushed along by Cuthbertson. Left wing feed now, walking back in there, cutting toward the front of the goal and chipped toward the front of the net. That shot that just went off the outside of the goal of Roach, as that was Hesby that tried to come in with that opportunity. Thrown to the net by Reed, tipped on, and Blue will score and open the scoring in this game. Just about 6 minutes into the contest, it's a redirection in front, and it's Zach Leffler that makes it a 1-0 game. So Zach Leffler light in front, able to redirect that shot that came from the right side. And it's Leffler that has been able to put Blue ahead by a 1-0 score in this hockey game. Shot thrown toward the front of the goal. That was steered away. Puck comes back around the boards on the right wing side, and Team Red back onto it. So a 1-0 Blue lead on the goal that comes from Leffler. Red back onto it now, down below the goal line. Taken ahead here by Team Red and punched back out to center. It's Cuthbertson now to track back inside of his own zone. Comes loose back out to center and worked all the way back inside of Team Red territory. Taken over by Matthew Sutherland. Sutherland will work it ahead. Here's Steele back along with it now. Steele just outside the blue line across right side. Sutherland forced it back ahead on the right side. It's laid back down low below the goal line. It's Hesby now with it. Hesby will play it back around and force back ahead through to center now as Team Blue will make their way and advance that ahead. Going to find his way back up the boards and knock down there as that was Bishop that tried to advance that ahead. Big collision. The neutral ice sees this puck come back inside the line. Team Red back onto it here as it is taken along by Camo. And Camo now will work his way back out to center. Trying to work this one back into the offensive zone before it's Blue that will get the handle on it. And forced ahead by Tyson. Tyson just lost it inside the line. Played back in deep there by Leffler, the goal scorer. Back behind the net, Camo lost the handle on that now as it's Leffler will rim it around to the right side, but taken on here by Team Red as they'll extract their way back out to center. Work their way out to the neutral zone. That puck just inside the line. Taken over by Red now as they'll counter and work their way in deep. Carried down the left wing. Here's a long shot. That one forced just wide as that came off the stick of the left-handed shooting Minibariat. And all the way down ice, that will travel. 11.5 to go here in the opening period. And a 1-0 lead in favor of Team Blue on that goal that came from Zach Leffler. Puck played along left wing side. And now it'll be pushed back along the right wing side. It's Reed that bumped it back to the line. Taken by Warnick. Warnick trying to make a play on that. Pushed back down ice and all the way down behind the Blue net. That puck will work all the way around the boards on the right wing side as Blue trying to advance their way back out of their own zone. Scramble for it here on the right half board as Thorpe tried to come in for the puck. Still dug for here just along the right wing half board. And a big collision there as that puck will finally be freed up. And now it is taken on here and forced ahead by Team Blue as they try to advance their way out, but given up. Here's a chance for Thorpe going to the net. But recovering nicely was Lanoff, the defender, who gave the puck up and was able to take the puck away. That one played back inside of Team Red territory. That will go for an offside with 10:55 to go here in period number 1. And the game in favor of Team Blue by a 1-0 score. Face-off to come back out to neutral ice. Goal by Leffler that's got this game 1-0. Played back in here by Team Red now as that's pushed around on the right wing side and back out to the blue line. Team Blue will hold it onside, thrown toward the front of the goal. That was steered away. Puck comes back around to the right wing corner and now back behind the net. Birch wraps it around the boards. Looking to try to get the handle on that there and now lay it back down below the goal line, now lifted off the glass and back out through to center by Team Red. Blue tracking back onto this now as it's Besser that will try to get the handle. Worked it back out to neutral ice now for Sumner, who scored earlier today. And that taken off of his stick, but then Blue tried to bring that back in, and they say that was offside. And a face-off that will come back out to neutral ice. Draw back to neutral ice now at 10:15 to go here in this opening period. Draw that will come back out just beyond the red-blue line. Off the draw, Reed will win it back and carried back in by Hesby as he'll make his way back in on the left wing side. Going to drive wide down below the goal line, centering a pass in front. Roche the save, the rebound in front off a stick and out of play. Leffler looking for his second goal of the game. And a good stick there by the defender in Evan Camo, who got across and was able to just force that puck off his stick up and out of play. Good look there for Team Blue to try and extend the lead to a pair. Just can't. Now off the draw, quick shot stop. Roche on the rebound, able to track it down. Loose puck right in front of the crease, put toward the front of the net, and that one steered to the corner by Tyson. Comes back up to the line. Played back around to the corner. And now pushed back out through to center where it's Cuthbertson who will get the handle on it and force his way ahead. Cuthbertson, a long shot right into the pads of Roche, who's able to hang on and cover up with 9:40 to go here in this opening period. Not much action towards James McCrae to our broadcast left at the moment. Been all the action happening down inside of the Team Red zone, and it is Blue that leads 1-0 as they continue to work here on this opportunity inside of the offensive end. Bouncing puck on the goal line, put to the backhand, that's stopped by Roche. The rebound right in front. Getting a piece of that opportunity there for Team Blue was Austin Aiden. Good to see him back in action. Now it's taken here in the corner. LaRuff now with it. LaRuff trying to throw it back up top. Here's Aiden, the forward covering for the defender in the rough, who was in deep on the play. Works it back down below the goal line and right back onto it here as that puck is sent back ahead to center. Now carried back along. Down the right wing side, trying to get that one back out in front there for Red. Good look there. Is that now thrown wide of the goal as it was Minneberry that started that rush up ice. Now back to the line. Held on there by Bryson Frank. Thrown along left wing side, big collision, but now taken on here by Team Red in the offensive zone. It's Frank back with it now. His long try, forced away from the front of the goal. Loose puck comes back along the blocker's side and played back up to the line. Held on here by Thorpe. Thorpe gathering that right circle. Thorpe with a quick shot. That went off a body and forced up and out of play with 8:35 to go here in this opening period. And a draw that will come to the glove side of the blocker's side of the goal. Nope, the glove side of James McRae getting his first action of this UMH-68 BC Invitational. That one's wrapped around the boards on the right wing side. And played back out through the center now as Team Blue will advance their way in. Down the left wing is Bishop. Bishop working into the left wing corner. Lost the handle on that. Now is Team Red trying to find the loose handle on that in the right wing corner. And a scrum for it there. That will halt play. And that will set a face-off that will come back inside of the Team Red zone. So Red with a bit of pressure here in the last couple of moments. But have not been able to find a way to crack through James McRae or Team Blue as Blue looks to try and extend their advantage even more. Force back around the boards. Up the right wing side now and trying to get this puck out of their own end is Red. Then the way of the defender and Granger. Back to the line it goes. Nice pass across. Here's Simpson walking in right circle. Had a bit of room on that blocker side of Roche before that puck went just wide. Went back around left wing, and here's Rezitnik now that will take things over here for Team Red. Got it ahead on the left wing side and played ahead by De Silva. De Silva to center. Sends that one in deep. Around the boards down below the goal line, and that puck comes back up the left wing side and carried back ahead now by Team Blue as they try to get out through the center, but that is knocked in offside with 7:11 to go here in this opening period. A 1-0 game in favor of Team Blue so far here in this one. Draw that will come back out through neutral ice. Off the face-off, Team Red gets to it and will work it in deep courtesy of Steele. Steele played it all the way down inside of the offensive zone. Team Blue will carry it back out ahead to center as that puck just knocked away in neutral ice and now forced back inside of the Team Blue end. Now as Cuthbertson will get on the handle. Cuthbertson down low. Around the boards on the right side to the line. Taken on here by Camo. Camo worked it back along to the middle and that one's broken up and started the other way for Blue. Gets out to center. Here's Tyson now to work it back in. Gathered up there and forced back out through neutral territory and pushed back out through to center ice now. That's taken here by Tyson and he'll carry in. Tyson down the right wing side. Tyson to the front of the net. That one right to the front of the goal and Roach is there to hang on and cover that one up. And a face-off that will come back inside of Team Red territory. Draw to come to the glove side of Roche, who's been busy, but he's been good so far. 6:25 to go here in this opening period. Off the draw. Scrambled there in the circle. Pushed back up to the top of the right circle. Now taken back out the other way. Here comes Team Red. It's Cohen short. Trying to advance his way ahead before that was knocked down. And Or offside coming here on that puck that looked like it was trying to work its way inside of the Team Blue end. So 6:13 to go here in the opening period. 1-0 the score in favor of Team Blue. Bit of a slow start to this night game. Remember, this is the second game these teams are playing of the day, and a lot of these players are used to playing 2 games a day when they go back to their club teams. But at the same time, when you're doing it in the middle of June, you haven't played a game in quite some time. It's tough to kind of go for this. The last time these 2 teams were on the ice, well, for Red, it was earlier this morning. They finished up at about 10:30 this morning. A long time in between games. For Blue, a little less. They finished up around 1 p.m. Their game concluded this afternoon. Forced to head through center. Puck worked back down ice here as it's Gillis who will go back onto it. Gillis trying to make a play around the boards. That comes up the wall, and that will be forced on here by Team Red. Can't get the handle on it, and played back down below the goal line. A centering pass to the high slot. Aiden drops it back down low. The puck will work its way back out through to center, and now carried back in here. Here's Cohen short down the right side. Short off the outside of the net. The glove side just tried to work its way toward the front of the goal. Back around left wing and bounce back out through to center. Here's Frank who will make his way back in. Frank down the right wing side. Frank working in. Lost the handle on that as that puck comes loose and will be played back up through the middle, and a backhand shot just went wide of the goal. Now pushed toward the front of the net as Red battling at the front of the goal. Just can't find a way to push that one past. Race for the loose puck at center. Poked ahead by Bishop, but a good defensive play getting back there as that was Potash that did a great job of racing back, using his size reach to his advantage. And Potash and all 5'11" of them getting back to knock that puck free. Now Minibarian throws this back inside of Team Blue territory. Under 4.5 to go here in the opening period. Minibarian centering right circle. Thorpe scores! And Team Red ties it up. Chase Thorpe in the right circle on the pass from below the goal line. He opened the scoring this morning. Thorpe does it again here for Team Red, and it ties the game at 1. Chase Thorpe got the puck in the right wing circle, and the Kimberley, BC native got to the right dot and is able to send a shot up and over the glove side of James McRae, and has pushed the game to a 1-1 tie on Thorpe's second goal of the tournament and second goal of the day. Played back in the right circle. Now Blue back in with a chance. That's stopped by the right pad of Roche. Good look there for Team Blue, is getting that opportunity in tight was, well, guess who? Ben Tyson. You'll see him do that a lot. He'll get a lot of good looks here for this Team Blue team. Back out through center. Carried ahead through the neutral zone as Blue will make it back in again. Here's Tyson offside, though on the right side is Reed, and that'll stop play with 3:54 remaining here in this opening period. Face-off that will come back to the neutral zone just outside of Team Red territory. 3:54 to go in this opening period. And a 1-1 game here between Team Red and Team Blue. The nightcap of this opening day of the UMH-68 Invitational, the BC version, the second weekend in the older age group here today. Puck back along to the half board. Now played to the middle. Rita shot. That was knocked down. Comes loose to the side of the goal. Played away by Red all the way up the left wing boards. Now bumped past the blue line, and Simpson couldn't handle that. Here's De Silva to the middle. Trying to make a play on that. Now was Sumner, just lost the handle on it. Forced back ahead through center. Back onto it now is Sutherland, back deep inside of his own zone. Sutherland trying to find a play on it now as he'll work it ahead on the right side, and that puck is thrown back out through the middle and bounced back in here as it's Birchton will go back onto it. Couldn't quite track it down in the blue zone, so Team Blue will come back the other way with 3 minutes to go here in the opening period. Sent back ahead to center. Here's De Silva as De Silva tried to work his way in. That puck goes down below the goal line now as Cuthbertson will gather the handle here for Team Blue in a 1-1 game. Evenly played. The puck sent ahead to center and worked back in there by Team Red. Red had the advantage early. Blue had the advantage early. Reds come back and got in the flow of the play a bit. Offside is Blue, so Aiden has to come back out to center. Aiden works it along right side. Here's Cuthbertson. Back to the left wing. Drop back inside of the zone now for Cuthbertson. That from Hesby as that puck will come back out to center. There's Bryson Frank trying to find the puck right in front of his bench. Frank has that pushed away. Puck will come back down below the goal line and now wrap back around on the right wing side and carried ahead here by Team Red. They'll advance that in. Down below the goal line now as that's Cuthbertson that will take that puck with under 2 to go here in the first. Forced back along now Cuthbertson. Works this puck around on the right side. Cuthbertson on the goal line. Sharp angled shot. Stopped to the rebound. Comes loose back in front before it was forced away from the front of the net. Team Red back onto it now as a long stretch pass. Can't connect with anybody at center, but racing to negate the icing is Steele, and he centered a pass in front. Just couldn't connect with his Red teammate. Now Red back in deep in the offensive zone. Right wing half board, thrown to the corner, a centering pass, comes right in front, swallowed up and held on a good stop made there by the Team Blue goaltender in the way of James McRae. 1:23 to go here in the first, and 1-1 our score remains. Second game of the nightcap of this UMH-68 Invitational on the first day here on this Friday. And as always, happy to have you here with us on YouTube for this one. Puck forced down low. Team Red onto it here on the side of the offensive zone with over 1:10 remaining here in this opening frame. Puck played along the left wing side. And now played back ahead, and here's a chance for Team Red. Working in alone with that, it's Neal going to the net and just couldn't get the shot away. Thought he was hooked up from behind, but the defensive play there as that was just poked away from him as that was Saul that was able to do the honors. And Neal with a dangerous opportunity to try and get this game in Red's favor for the first time. Puck right in front, nice job of the defender, and going into the goal there was the Blue player as that was pushed in by Bishop now. 35 seconds to go in the period. Bishop out of the net, onto the puck. We'll work it back up the wall. Saul chopped it back down low. Down below the goal line now on the end ports. That puck is worked along to the right wing corner. Still a battle for it now as that puck comes back behind the net and Team Blue onto it now. Gathered up by Schmidt. Dropped it back off. Now the puck comes to the line. Here's Saul delaying. Tried to skirt around a check of Thorpe. He did, and will now work this backhander in deep down to the left wing corner. Up top that goes, and it's Laroff that will take this back out at center. 2 seconds to go in the period. That will sound the buzzer on the opening 20 here from Vernon. So Team Blue and Team Red fit to be tied after the opening 20, an 0-1 score after 20 minutes of play here from Cal Tire Place North, in an even period after the opening 20 between these two squads. We take a look at how we got there in the opening frame, and well, it started with Zach Leffler. He got the scoring going for Team Blue to make it a 1-0 hockey game before it was Chase Thorpe who tied the game on a great feed from down low by Casey Minipariat. And it's a 1-1 game after 20 minutes here from Vernon. Shots on goal in that first period favoring Blue by a 10-3 margin. So Red had some time in the offensive zone, just weren't able to get a whole lot of pucks toward the front of the net of James McRae. Bryce Roach, great in that first period. 9 saves on 10 shots. In a 1-1 hockey game, we take a look at who was able to make this tournament possible, looking at our game star sponsors and a couple of places that we want to highlight. Brown Social House, the Game's Grit and Grind Award, the 3-Star Awards, Nick Roughton with Coldwell Banker Executives Realty, it's Nature's Fair Markets, who is on the Player Nutrition, BioSteel, the Player Hydration, and also the main sponsor of the tournament, Iron Ghost Construction, Elite Prospects, as podcast, and A. Kane Hockey here today. 1-1 our score after 20 minutes in a tie game here from Vernon. This is UMH 68 Invitational Hockey right here on YouTube.
Chris, thanks for joining us for the interview. Maybe a quick introduction, the team you're coaching.
Chris Osgood, I'm coaching Team Blue here at the 68. Great event. The boys that are here should be honored that they're here, and they are deservingly so.
Tell us a little bit about what brought you to this event. There's tons of tournaments with your background in history. There's a lot of people that you could help or participate in the tournaments. Why UMH-68?
Well, I've heard about it. It's certainly grown quite a bit, and Jason Padolan does a great job of. He's well organized. It's more than just playing the games. There's a lot of mentorship and a lot of advice given in all aspects, whether it be in the locker room between periods, where they clean the ice after each period for that reason. Talking about fitness, nutrition. He covers all angles. A banquet with just the boys. The parents aren't there, but it was a real cool thing just to have the boys there, and we gave speeches and a little bit of advice moving forward through their careers and what they need to do if they want to become a player.
Right. So I know that the boys were just at the tournament. You guys gave some advice. What were the parents watching this this broadcast here? What is the kind of advice that you would have given to these boys during the
Probably about play. I mean, it's cliche of play the right way. That's your age now where they have to decide if they want to be hockey players or not, and that entails quite a bit. It's a big commitment. It used to be 8 months a year. Now it's about 11. Usually they take a little bit of time off, but it involves nutrition, getting the right amount of sleep, fitness, doing what's needed on the ice. The things you're not great at, if you're not quick enough, get quicker. If you need to get stronger in the gym, get quicker on the ice. So a lot of different things go into it besides just scoring goals and assists. When people watch these players, it's going to be about how they play the game. 200 feet all over the ice, whether it's not turning your back on the puck, as simple as that, being good defensively, being on the right side of the puck. If they see the ice, if they're a student of the game. I always say when they're away from us and they're by themselves, they have a decision to make. It's what they do when nobody's watching. And if they're going to shoot pucks, if they're going to do extra when they work out, if they're going to watch a hockey game instead of not watch it. Those are little things that are going to make a big difference moving forward instead of playing video games. So I know it's tough because their lives are a lot different than ours were, but they have decisions to make that are going to have consequences, either positive or negative, moving forward.
You know, Jason puts a lot of focus on this event as a professional event.
Yeah.
Why is that important for kids who are 13 and 14 years old? Why put such a focus on being professional?
Well, they're ready. I mean, it's like I said, and they're at the age now where people are going to start watching them, especially this coming season for them and during the course of the next 2-3 years. It's how they handle themselves. I scouted for 4 years. We don't watch the score clock. When I was scouting, we watch mannerisms, how they're on the bench, how they interact with their teammates, how they play the game, their work ethic when they're down, if they never give up when maybe they're down 5-0 on the road somewhere. It's all about the intangibles and their IQ for the game, and that comes with watching hockey and being a student of the game and taking what they get here and actually using it moving forward. So there's a lot that goes into it besides the goals and the assists, which is really emphasized when they're younger, and the ones that learn it quicker and get to that point where I'm going to really want to be a player and do all little things that are going to give me an opportunity that succeed.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about your background for a moment. You're a goalie.
Yeah.
And so let's talk a little bit just for the goalies, the goalie parents, and talk a little bit about the goalie mindset. What makes a goalie mindset? What makes a goalie successul as you have been in your career?
A goalie mindset has to be it's repetition and being and perfecting your task. I always said, being a goalie is you're playing the most imperfect position. You never know what's going to happen. It's a random place to be. A puck could hit somebody, a puck hit the boards, come out. There's a lot of things that you can't control during the course of a game, and even in practice for that matter. So you got to do 4 or 5 things and repeat them over and over and get really good. Whether I'm going to be a really good skater. If I'm not, I'm going to do power skating before practice. I'm going to be out of the blue paint. I'm going to be on my angles. I'm going to do certain things the right way. I'm going to really focus on the puck. I'm going to be ready by the time it's the red line. I have my routine before a game. So as a goalie, especially younger, you got to control what you can control. And those are the things, is being ready, having a good attitude, because a lot of times it might not go well. It's how you bounce back and what you do after. But if you have a great foundation and build that on your own and build that self-confidence, it doesn't matter what anybody else says or how the games go or what happens, because there's going to be ups and downs. And when you're doing great, stay even keel, and when it's not so good, stay even keel still. But that comes with work and preparation, because if you're ready and you put in the work, it's like doing a test in school, then you're going to feel confident when you're ready for anything.
That's amazing. The kids are coming out of the locker room Sunday after the last game, and they say a few things. You hear that, and as a coach, as a mentor, or somebody participating in this tournament, you go, yes, that's what I wanted them to learn. That's what I wanted them to walk away with. What would those statements be? What would they be saying as they leave?
I hope it's that they learn closer, or what path they need to take to be a hockey player. Hey, I know I have to do that now. I know I have to, maybe I know I have to be better defensively. It's all not always what you did when you're 10, 11, 12, 13. It's your trajectory now. Like, are you continuing to get better? Are you taking stuff away from even the banquet, where you had speakers there that played a lot of games in the NHL, and Jason Podolak, who does a fantastic job in talking with him about his ups and downs in his career, because we all have had them. If they leave here and say, hey, even if they didn't have a great weekend, hey, I got better this weekend. It was tough, and I played well, but I'd like to do better. And now I know how much I got to work hard now. I got to work harder. I have to get better. I mean, you want to hear those things from these kids this age, because there's not a single player, not even the NHL, that knows, unless your name's McDavid, that has to get better at certain things. So you want them to leave here feeling confident, but also putting more tools in their toolbox to know what they need to do moving forward to become the player they want to become.
Well, I've got one last question for you. You're standing before your 14-year-old self right now. And with all your knowledge, your experience, the things that you learned now throughout your career, you're going to impart something upon your 14-year-old self. What would you tell yourself?
I would have told myself to do extra, to work harder. I mean, all the time, Dean McCammon talked about it. You have instances in the course, even when you're in the NHL in your career, where you don't do what you're supposed to do, and you got to catch yourself. And it's the guys that catch. It's having a purpose in everything you do, and having a kind of a routine, a program, and whether it's I eat this at a certain time. I do this workout. I need to get my feet quicker, so I'm going to do that. To have more of a purpose in everything I did, and it would have been a lot easier, and you would have felt a lot better about yourself moving forward. I always say, if you put the work in, you have a purpose, and you have a plan, and you repeat it over and over again, wins and losses will take care of themselves. That's not in your control. It doesn't matter. That's for a goalie, for anybody, but you can control your preparation, your trajectory. Like, be in charge of your development is what I would say. That's a good way of putting it, and don't rely on anybody else, and take responsibility for that. And you'll have the confidence to be fine no matter what happens, and you'll continue to get better.
Thank you so much, Chris.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Welcome back inside of Cal Tire Place North here in Vernon. Trevor Miller here with you. Period number 2 upcoming. 1-1 the score here between Team Blue and Team Red after 20 minutes of play here in this UMH-68 Invitational here from Vernon. As the refs come back out on the ice, players about to come out as well. Period number 2 about to commence in a 1-1 game here between these two sides, and looking to see if they can try and find a way to getting a lead. Team Blue did. They were up 1-0 through the early part of that first period, out shooting Team Red 11-4, but it was Red that came back and got the game on even terms with one of their 4 shots of that opening period coming from Chase Thorpe. Zach Leffler, the goal scorer for Blue. So if you're wearing 11, had good luck. Both of them have found the back of the net and have made it a 1-1 hockey game after the course of 20 minutes. As we get set and ready for period number 2, and getting things ready to go here from Cal Tire Place North here in Vernon. Remember, if you're liking what you're seeing and you're watching, make sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube page, and make sure to get yourself all caught up on everything you need to know from the UMH-68 Invitationals. And of course, that all lives right here on our YouTube page. So make sure to like and subscribe to us if you like what you're seeing and watching here throughout the course of the weekend. Period 2 about to get underway. Team Red left to right on your computer screens. Right to left will go Team Blue here in this middle frame. Puck drop at center. We're underway here on the second period of this game between Blue and Red, as it's Stacy that will work this puck back in and sent it back toward the front of the goal before that was steered away from the front of the net. Comes back along now through the right side and lifted back down below the goal line now, as this puck will counter and come back the other way and thrown toward the front of the goal. That was worked wide of the net. Puck routed around to the right wing side now as Blue toward the front of the goal. That one stopped and held from the goaltender there. And a good save made off of the shot that came. And that comes from the netminder in the way of Bryce Roach, who was strong in that opening period. Roach turning aside 10 of the 11 shots that he had to face. And a penalty coming right after that. It's an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty that is going to go against Team Red, and it's going to go against Cohen Shorts. So power play opportunity upcoming here for Team Blue. They'll go to work now on the man advantage. Blue going to work on the power play here for the first time in this hockey game. And a face-off that'll come to the glove side of the Team Red net, off the boards and back out through to center now, where it's taken over here and pushed back in by Team Blue. Puck knocked down and worked all the way down inside of Team Blue territories. It's Simpson that will go back onto it here deep inside of Team Blue territory. Fired back out through to center. Puck comes back out, so unsportsmanlike conduct and a head contact penalty to Short. So it's a 4-minute power play here for Team Blue. They'll try to work it back in. Inside the line, that one's picked off, and now Red trying to force their way out, as it's been a bury it now, though, will make his way out to center. And fire his way back out, but that's gathered up by Bishop as he cuts to the middle. Bishop trying to work his way into the right circle. He was knocked down. Loose puck comes along the left wing side and gathered up and flung all the way down ice by Team Red. 3 minutes to go here in this power play. 18:30 to go here in period number 2 in a game that's tied up 1-1 here between Team Red and Team Blue. Back along the right wing side. Puck is filtered along here as it's Team Blue that will take over and start their way ahead. Here's Reed across the line, works to the right circle, throws that puck wide of the net. Back around the boards and pushed along by Cuthbertson. Forced it along on the right wing side and now taken over here and pushed back ahead on the left wing here for Team Blue. It's Tyson. He makes his way back in. Ben Tyson toward the front of the net. That was steered away by Roach. Tyson once again back up the boards. Here's Cuthbertson to the line with a long shot, redirected wide of the goal. Puck will come loose back behind the net. Battle for it here along the end boards as a scrum ensues on that loose puck, and played along out of the left wing corner as it's gathered up here by Hesby. Hesby makes a move, gets into the slot with a shot. That one gobbled up and held by Team Red with 2.5 minutes gone here in this second period. And a face-off that will come back inside of the Team Red zone. Trying to come to the left of the net. And 2 minutes remains on this power play here for Team Blue. So Team Red's killed off the first of the double minor, have to kill off the remainder of this one as that puck is sent back up the boards and now worked along left wing side. Here's LaRuff that tried to throw it back in front. Bouncing puck right side, put to the net. That one steered away. Puck will come loose back along the left wing side and now taken over by LaRuff, who will work wide on the left wing, cut down below the goal line. LaRuff there with it in the left wing corner before that was taken off of his stick, and Team Red will lace that back down ice. Saul works it back and we'll get back to it on the end boards. Saul trying to make a play on this now as he'll carry ahead. Force back up the right wing side. Now Gillis will carry back in. Gillis lost the handle on that, intercepted, and Thorpe will work it back ahead. Racing after it. Here's a chance. Short-handed burst to the net and a great save by the right pad. Keeping that one out is James McRae. Did a great job to keep that one out. 1:05 to go here in this blue power play as the short-handed bid just does not work. Back down ice, that will travel and worked around the boards in the left wing and played all the way back out through to center. Team Blue back onto it. Gillis works his way to the middle. Gillis lost the handle on that. That forced back out through neutral territory and now taken over here by Team Red as it's flung back ahead by Rezitnik. Now it's Blue that will get that puck ahead with half a minute to go here in this power play. Bishop, whoa, look out, a big collision there. As Bishop got taken out on that play, as that puck is worked back up and out of play with 15:13 to go here in this second period. And a face-off that will come back inside of Team Red territory. Left of the goal of Roche. "22 seconds remains of power play time as this puck put to the middle of the ice now on the left wing side. Holding that one on there is Besser. Besser across right wing. Here's Simpson. Simpson delaying at the right point. Puck just got away from him. Forced it back along to the right wing half board. Now back over again. It's Simpson high at the right point. Long shot. That is gathered and held by the glove of Roche with 15:34 to go here in the second period. Just 3 seconds remains on this power play for Team Blue. So Red's done a good job here on the PK. Face off down to the left wing side and gathered up here by Blue. Here's Besser in with a shot that rifled up a couple of bodies and forced to the corner. Out of the box now is short. So we're back to 5-on-5 and Team Red did a good job of getting through that penalty. Puck sent along left wing side. Camo out to center. It's forced back inside of Team Blue territory. Given up there by Besser. Racing his way back in now as a long shot by Minabariat. Loved and held by McRae, who will get a face-off back in his own end with 15:06 to go here in the second period. And the score is 1-1 in this game. Face-off to come to the blocker side of the goal of McRae. Off the face-off now, that puck back to the middle and Potash with long try toward the front of the net. That was steered wide. There's Cuthbertson now. Getting the inside edge on his checker. Work down below the goal line now. Cuthbertson will gather the handle here and will wait for it back behind his net. Nice job of slipping a check and will force that puck in a lead feed that went off the backhand of the intended target up ice there for Blue. As that puck filtered along the right wing side, as that was Leffler that just couldn't handle that pass. Leffler, the goal scorer in the opening period, as that comes loose in the right wing circle, put to the goal and fired wide. On a good look there from the right side, as that was a great opportunity to put that to net by Berkeley Reed. Now Cuthbertson off the boards, Miniberi it. Bounce that across on the right side. Push back out through to center and played out to neutral ice there as it's chopped out on the right side. Tyson played there for Reed. Reed advancing in, turning that back in the right wing corner. Now Blue will try to get possession of that here as that puck pasted along the right wing boards and put back down below the goal line as it's Team Red back onto it. There's Miniberi advancing his way out with it now. Miniberi up the right side, trying to work his way into the offensive zone. It was met up there by Hesby, and we'll get this puck back in deep. Hesby finds it out of his skates. Try to work it up the boards on the right side. It was cut off, and now Neal trying to get to it. He chops down his man. Penalty upcoming here to Team Red once again, and it'll be Blue that'll go to the power play here once more, as Matt and Neal is going to go off for the tripping penalty. The power play chance upcoming here for Team Blue. Six and a half to go in the second. 2 minutes to go in this power play that's just beginning here for Team Red, or for Team Blue, I should say. Red back to the PK once more. Off the face-off now, collected up there as Lenoff will play it. Back up to the high slot, holding and shooting there is Saul, and it went off a stick and wide. Back down below the goal line now is Warnick. Warnick getting around a check. And drop it back off to the blue line. There with that is Saul. Saul back at the left point across right wing side now for Lenoff. Lenoff to the middle for Saul. Saul works his way to the right circle. Dropped it back down low and a centering attempt in front. That was knocked away. Here's Lenoff back with it. Lenoff across left side. Saul holds and shoots. That's steered away by the right pad of the goaltenders. That was kicked out there by Roche. Back down low. Centering feet came back in front, and that's forced away from the front of the goal and cleared down ice there by Team Red. As that was Sumner that got it down ice. Just about halfway through this power play time here for Team Blue, their third of the game. Puck back up to the right point. Now played along for Gillis right half board. Gillis tried to push it back in front, comes back to the line once more. Taken on there by Aiden and pushed across on the left wing side. Shuffled down low by Lenoff. Into the corner, and it's Camo that gets to that and will work it down ice. Team Blue back with it inside of their own zone. Half a minute to go here in this power play. Schmidt ahead. Here's Stacy down the left wing side. Stacy work his way back in with that one before that's pressured and pushed up the boards to the left wing, and now played back ahead, and it is touched up there by Schmidt. That will go for an offside and a face-off that will come back inside of the neutral zone with 11:45 to go here in the second. 15 seconds to go. No, we got a, actually, looks like we got a penalty coming up and maybe a pair of them coming up. Gonna be Keenan that's gonna go off for Team Red, and Reed that's gonna go for Team Blue. Cross-checking penalty for each, I believe. So some rough stuff near the benches. Tough for us to see from our broadcast location. See a power play come. The manpower will stay the same. So it'll be a, should be a 5-on-4 coming up. 15 seconds to go in this 5-on-4 power play. Signaling to the Team Blue bench, they need 5 players on the ice. They need one more. Still 15 seconds left in that power play before we'll just go and play 5-on-5 after that. The coincidental for Keenan and Reed. Buck come back to the line, chipped ahead and a chance for Red. Working in on the right wing side to Silva, right circle to the net and a solid save. Keeping that one out with the left side. On a good stop there was James McRae, who again has not been tested a lot in this game, but the chances that he's had to face have been pretty high quality, and McRae has been able to keep them out. 11:33 to go, second period, 1-1 the score remains. 3 seconds remains in this power play opportunity for Team Blue. That has now expired. We're back to 5-on-5 as this puck is popped up and out of play. And we'll see a face-off that will come back inside of Team Blue territory. 11:25 remaining here in the second period. Trotha will come to the blocker side of the goal of the netminder McRae. Off the face-off now, this puck is jousted for on the right side, pushed to the blue line and held on side here as it's worked in deep by Granger. Granger down low into the corner now for Short. Short back up to the left point. Tried to hold that on side, but Red is offside with 11:06 to go here in this second period, and a 1-1 game remaining here, and a face-off that will come back out to center ice just outside of the blue zone. Granger on the face-off will work this back in deep. Around the boards now and up the left wing side. And advance that back out here is Team Red before that's bounced out past Granger and worked inside of the offensive zone of the Team Red territory. Now is Blue trying to make their way in. Here's Stacy behind the net, centered that out in front, and Roche able to make a solid stop. As getting to that right in front, a good opportunity there for Tristan Schmidt. On that shot that was sealed away by Roche with 10:41 to go here in period 2. Face-off that'll come to the blocker's side. That's going to be it for Roche in this game, though. So Red is going to make a goaltending change and is going to see Jaden Avery come in. So this is what Red did the first game around, is that they just switched goaltenders halfway through. They're going to do that again. So Roche out of the net after a very strong performance for him so far in this game. 18 saves on 19 shots, and he will exit and give way to Jaden Avery, who started the opening game of the day for Team Red. Blue will gather the handle inside of the offensive zone. Puck pushed along left wing side. There's a quick shot and a quick moment to get into the game for Avery. Makes a blocker save on Ben Tyson back in the slot. Taken away. Sumner tried to make his way up ice with that. Was forced away. Shots are 19-6 now, or 20-6 I should say, in favor of Team Blue. Under 10 minutes to go in the second period, a 1-1 our score. Back along with that now is Blue. Sharp angle, put it back in front. What a stop on the right pad. Great save made there off the stick of Hesby right in front, and getting a piece of that with the leg is Jaden Avery, who's quickly into action in this one. Here's Cuthbertson now with it. Floated across to the right side, back along left wing for Cuthbertson. Trying to play it up ahead on the right side and deflected back in there, as that was Aiden that got it in deep. Forced back out through to center. Bouncing puck just in front of the penalty benches now with 9:15 to go here in the second period. And up with that on the left wing side is Leffler, who will work this back in deep. Down below the goal line and back behind the net now. It's Camo that will take this over. Camo up the left wing side, gets out to center here for Team Red. Advances that up the right wing where Team Blue will extract that free, and turning back onto this is Saul, who will make his way ahead on the right side and out to center. Saul advancing across the line, into the blue line now. The defender drops it off. Gillis a long shot that Avery fought off. The rebound came off the inboards, went through his legs, and worked back out to the slot, but no harm, no foul there for Team Red as they'll make their way ahead with 8.5 to go here in the third. Worked back in by Thorpe. Thorpe around the boards, down below the goal line now, and Team Blue will just joust that puck back out to center. Taken over here by Red. Potash back inside of his own zone. Off the boards out to neutral ice. Team Blue will get the handle on that before that was forced away and taken over now and forced back in here by Menabariat. Centering in the high slot. Shot fired just wide. That came off the stick of Neal. Menabariat back with it again. Kamloops native works down low. Menabariat back behind the net. Played it for Neal. Back for Menabariat. Comes up with that. Try to center. High slot. Potash. And he scores! Second goal in as many games for Aiden Potash, who picks the corner on the glove side of McRae. And Potash has put Team Red ahead 2-1. Red's first lead of the hockey game. Potash on a similar looking goal to his one that that was in the first period, or I should say the third period of the opening game. Got a good look and fired it home from the top of the right circle. He does that again, had an open look and buried it over the glove of McRae. So Potash's second goal of the day, second goal in as many games. And the defender has got Team Red ahead for the first time in this game at 2-1. Bit of a delay here as we've got some work being done to the ice surface. Just off to just inside the blue line of the Team Red zone. So a face-off back at center after Aiden Potash makes it a 2-1 Team Red lead. Chase Thorpe an assist on that goal, so he's got a goal and an assist so far in this hockey game for Thorpe. Setting that ahead to center and work back in now here by Team Blue as they'll send that back out through the neutral zone. Taken over here is now Stacy trying to make his way in. Knocked down there as he tried to find the handle. Now short at center. Can't collect that, and it's laid back down inside of Team Red territory. Back off the inboards. Here's Potash with it. Potash flings it across. Team Red back out with that now as they try to advance their way ahead, and Besser will work it in deep and right in on goal where it's Avery who will cover that up with 7:11 to go here in period number 2, and 2-1 lead in favor of Team Red in this hockey game. Their first advantage of the game for Red. Draw that'll come to the glove side of the goal of Avery. Off the face-off now, this puck worked to the right circle. High slot shot, fanned on there by Reed. Got it back again as he spun and fired it toward the front of the net. And with 7 minutes to go here in the second, the draw that will come to the glove side of the Team Red goal. Just took an assist away from Chase Thorpe, so Thorpe still just a goal in this game as that puck reverberating away from the front of the net, and now gathered up here by Team Blue as they'll try to work that back in front. Knocked away as this puck comes loose back along the left wing side. Bounced toward the left point. On that is Hesby with a shot that was forced up and out of play. Well, a reminder that Nick Rudin is our sponsor for the 3 Stars, and he's been a proud sponsor of the 3 Stars since the inception of this UMH Invitational. Nick believes in relationships over transactions. Whether you're moving up small sizing or smart sizing, finding cash flowing properties for investors or those luxury properties or lakefront opportunities, Nick has the experience and expertise to help you successfully navigate the process in this dynamic market. We've got a penalty coming up here with 6.5 to go in the second, and I might think it's going to be 2 penalties. Actually, it's going to be Reed that's going to go up for a slash, and then he's also going to get a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, maybe a misconduct here for Reed. 6.5 to go here in the second period. And it's going to be 2 penalties to Reed, so he's going to get the original slashing penalty and then an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. So Team Red to the power play. Big opportunity here. It's their first of the game. They have their first lead of the game, and they look to try to add to it here, but Team Blue ahead shorthanded. Here comes Tyson down the right side, cuts to the net, he scores! A shorthanded goal for Ben Tyson. Just 11 seconds into the power play chance for Team Red, and it's Team Blue's Ben Tyson with his 4th goal of the day to tie the game at 2. And a gorgeous marker by Ben Tyson, who's able to get away from a check down the right side and put the puck up and over the glove side of Jaden Avery. Short-handed goal for Team Blue to make it a 2-2 hockey game. Just 11 seconds into the power play for Team Red. Discussion with the timekeeper's box here because they had taken a penalty off the board, but should still be 3:49 of power play time. And that is what will remain. So 6:19 to go second period, 2-2 the score. And it's going to be Potash that's going to take this back inside of his own zone. Now all tied up, and Team Red looking now to try and find their way back in the lead after Team Blue came back with a shorthanded goal. Puck forced along right side, now Potash. Played it down low here for Neal. Neal up top. Potash controls for Neal. Neal in the right circle. Throws it across to the left wing side. Can't connect there with Thorpe. Thorpe will battle for it. Works it across right side. Here's Potash. Left wing feed for Neal. Neal trying to get the handle on that before it's cleared by Team Blue all the way down ice. So Team Red back forward inside of their own zone now with 5:25 to go here in period number 2. And forced back ahead now. Potash up the left wing side. Carried back in here by Team Red. Held up there, and now to the middle it goes for Frank. Frank with a shot. That was fanned on. Team Blue onto it. Cleared back out through to center as Frank will get to it on the left wing side and will work their way back in. Frank drop pass, left wing circle. Team Red to the net, that stopped. Rebound just forced wide of the goal. Potash now onto it in the corner. Wraps it back around the boards. Sent to the line. Blue unable to clear. Second effort now is pushed out to center by Bishop. So 2:15 to go here in the power play. 4:43 to go, period 2. Worked along left wing side. Team Red trying to get this puck in deep. Played along now for Potash. Potash left circle. Drop down low for Short. Short out of the corner. Works to the left dot. Try to get that shot away. Fanned on. Second effort for Team Blue. Will fire it down ice as Warnick got it down inside of Team Red territory. Power play that has just 1 minute and 45 seconds remaining on it. 4:15 remains here in this second period for Team Red to try and get something going here on this power play. Worked ahead now, Short on the right side. Short right circle down below the goal line. Wraps it around the boards left wing and put to the midpoint now as Granger tried a shot. Couldn't get all of it toward the front of the net. Bounced to the blue line. Granger can't hold it on there and worked ahead by Simpson. Tried to lay it back inside the zone and touched up by Team Blue, so that'll be offside. And a faceoff that will come back out to center with 3:50 to go here in the second and 1:20 remaining in power play time. Draw that will come back out to center. .120 remains here in this power play opportunity. 3:50 to go. Second period. And gathered up here by Team Red as they'll track back behind their goal. So Red will make their way out to center. Carried ahead through on the left wing side. Red back in now as that dropped off left circle. Holding on to that and dropping it back down low here for Red as they'll throw it toward the side of the net from a sharp angle. That by Steele. Swallowed up and held there by the goaltender McRae with 3:27 to go here in the second. 57 seconds remains in this power play opportunity for Team Red after Blue struck on the shorthanded conversion. Face off to the glove side. Forced back ahead through center and now taken along here by Rositnik, who will make his way ahead. Rositnik down the right wing side, getting around a check to the corner. Below the goal line, tried to play that puck back to the middle of the ice and scoop back up to the line. Here's Granger, right wing side for Scott. Scott, that was short working back in as that centering feed knocked away. Taken on by Team Red, flipped to the midpoint, nicely held on by Granger. 29 seconds to go in the power play, put to the net. Swallowed up and held once again by McRae, who's done a good job at that. Hasn't given up a whole lot of rebounds so far in this game. Face-off that will come to the glove side. Off the draw, this puck. Forced back down below the goal line and now played it the right wing side here is trying to get to that was Team Blue before this is worked back along the left wing. Leffler going to drop it off there looking for Tyson. Picked off and now taken over here by Team Red. 5 seconds to go here in this power play for Team Red that Blue has scored on shorthanded. Puck flipped ahead on the right wing side, raced after it there as Tyson makes a move and tried to put it back door, but couldn't connect with his teammate there. 2:22 to go here in a tie hockey game here, 2-2 in the second. The puck laid around to the left wing corner, now down below the goal line. Scrum for it here off to the blocker side of the goal of Avery with 2:05 to go here in the second. Pushed ahead by Red, out to the neutral zone to Silva, trying to chase that down, looked to try and center, and was hoping to find his man in Sumner in the middle of the ice, but that was blocked before it could get to him. Sent ahead through center, carried back in by Red. Red works it back in the left wing side. Here's to Silva, tried to center that toward the front of the goal before it was cleared away below the goal line, and now pushed back down behind the net. Scrambled here now to the corner. Trying to go up the boards on the right wing side. Pushed down low by De Silva, but picked off by Blue as they'll make their way ahead. 90 seconds to go here in period number 2. Big collision avoided there, and a quick shot on the right wing side by Aiden that was fought off by the blocker. Puck laid down below the goal line now behind the net. That puck will travel. Potash down low. Picked up here behind the net by Frank, and a centering pass right in front. Off the benches, Thorpe, he'll let that go for his teammate there in Birch. Played back through the middle and just off the stick of intended target there as Red will try and counter. Blue comes the other way. Here's LaRuff now working his way in. Final minute of play here in period number 2. Puck laid down low and now forced back up the boards on the right side and played back out through to center. Saul trying to race this down inside of the defensive end. Saul working to it. Around the boards on the right wing side. Puck laid back inside the blue line, now out to center. 35 seconds to go here in the frame. Carried back in Warnick, left wing feed, thrown to the net, fired wide off a stick by Gillis. Wrapped around on the right side. Puck top of the right circle. Saul plays it down low. Flip back along on the right wing, and now play by Team Red back out. 20 seconds to go here in period number 2. Advanced out to center. Carried back in by Thorpe. Thorpe working his way in now. 10 seconds to go here in period number 2. Puck played back up the left wing boards. Up with that is Stacy. Wires it toward the front of the net. Touched up there by Avery. He plays it up the wall, and that will sound the buzzer on period 2 here from Vernon. 2-2 our score after 40. We were all tied up at 1 after 1. Both teams convert here in the second period as well. And we've got ourselves a 2-2 game after 40 minutes here from Cal Tire Place North here in Vernon. Both these teams fit to be tied after 40 minutes. It's fitting that we've seen that over the course of this hockey game and throughout this weekend as well. There's been some tight games between these two teams. Take a look at how we got here. And that first period talked about the goal scoring. Zach Leffler scoring. Chase Thorpe tied it up 1-1 to get Team Red on the board. Before it was Red coming back, Aiden Potash picking up his second goal of the tournament for Ben Tyson. Ben Tyson again, just phenomenal performance by him. His fourth goal of the day after a hat trick to open things up, and that came moments after Team Red got ahead. That was a shorthanded goal by Tyson to make it a 2-2 game. Shots on goal, 26-11 for Team Blue. It was a great performance by Bryce Roach, who made 18 saves on 19 shots so far in relief for Team Team Red has been Jaden Avery, who's turned aside 6 of the 7 shots he's faced so far here in this one. 9 saves on 11 shots for James McRae in this game. 2-2 our score after 40 minutes here from Cal Tire Place North. Again, if you like what you're seeing and you like what you're hearing, sometimes, maybe not all the time, make sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Try and get us some following, try to get us some help there as well. As more eyes on this product, the better, but make sure you like and subscribe to that if you like what we're doing here on the YouTube feed. Our Game Star sponsors will hear from after the game. The game's Grit and Grind Award for Brown Social House. The 3 stars brought to you by Nick Roughton and Coldwell Banker Executives Realty. We'll also get our player nutrition from Nature's Fair Market. BioSteel is the main sponsor of this tournament, and they always help keep us hydrated. Iron Ghost Construction, Elite Prospects, Up My Hockey, the Up My Hockey podcast with Jason Nolan, and Kane Hockey. Those are some of the people that have helped us get to this point here today. We'll take a brief timeout. When we come back, get you set here. Period 3 upcoming. 2-2 our score after 40 minutes, and we'll be joined by Chris Osgood as well here in our second intermission, coming back right after this. After 2 periods with the coach of Team Blue, Chris Osgood. Chris, down at ice level, we're just talking about action heating up, but trying to stay warm down there too. A little chilly down at ice level for the coaches. But what have you seen so far through 2 periods from your team? Tight hockey game. It seems like when one team scores, the other team comes back and tries to get that momentum back. But it's really kind of goes to the caliber of play that everybody's on an even keel. It seems like great hockey.
Yeah, we're in a good game this morning. We're winning. Kind of gave it away late, got some unlucky breaks, 5-4. We had a good team. Defense really moves the puck well. I got 6 guys that can skate. And in today's game, including the NHL, and right on through, you got to have guys that can move pucks up and have a puck-moving defense. And fortunately, Team Blue and myself, we have that. And our forwards, we haven't got enough breaks around. We're out shooting them 22-11. We've had chances. It's difficult to set up power plays when you're playing with a bunch of different players, as you saw in that period. But the boys are getting it down. But in something like this, it matters most being a good team player, playing the right way, and just really working hard and competing, and they do that very well.
Yeah, and you talk about the ups and downs and kind of that unfamiliarity, and this is similar to the NHL game where no lead's sacred. We've seen that in the Stanley Cup final and all throughout the playoffs that no lead is sacred, but you've played in a lot of these kind of tournaments before and obviously have been a part of a lot of them as well. How difficult is that to kind of mesh together and come together for 3 or 4 days, but an opportunity to get to know some people that you might not be able to get to know?
It's difficult. I think most of these kids know each other from playing against each other, or maybe a few of them have played together, but like I said before, it's difficult to set up power plays and certain plays. You're just not going to get that continuity in one day. It's all about really what becomes important is communication, talking a lot, playing, like I said, the right way, making passing. Passing helps a ton. It makes the game quicker. It makes it easier to play, and just competing. And they've done that from start to finish in all games. We've played 5 periods now, and I don't have much to complain about. Team Blue is their work ethic is right up there, is top notch, and just need some breaks around the net. We were up 4-2 yesterday, or this morning. We couldn't get a goal, but we need to get that next goal here.
A lot of shots so far throughout this hockey game. You look at the overall weekend, and we were just kind of chatting a bit off air. This is an area that you call home, and it's somewhere that you know very well. But the middle of June, tough to be inside a rink sometimes when it's 30 degrees plus outside. But a lot of credit to where kids are at these days. I know obviously you've got your son Max involved as well. Must be kind of weird coaching against him, by the way, as well. What's that been like? I know the game this morning.
He was laughing. We didn't have a bet, but I was up 4-2. Maybe I jinxed myself. I smirked at him and it ended up making they came back and made it 1-5-4. But it's a good event for the kids. They've all earned the right to be here. They've had good seasons. I don't know most of them. I don't get a chance to see them. I'm down in Michigan playing during the hockey season. But going to your point of how much these kids play, it's an 11-month season now. The kids train year-round. NHL guys do as well. I'm in Detroit down at the rink there. 2 weeks after win or lose, those guys are on the ice already again, training, doing what they need to do to get ready for the next year. So that landscape of hockey has definitely changed. I mean, we took 3 months off. The equipment was zipped up and that was it. We didn't see it for a while. But it has changed, and these kids love it. They do need some time off at the same time, and we'll get that after this event.
And something that's interesting in my final question here, because something that Up My Hockey is big on is the mental part of the game. And, you talked about the 11th month.
And you think of confidence. Well, how do you get that? Well, you got to work out, you got to get stronger, you got to work on your craft, and that gives you confidence and enables you to go out and play like you want to play. So you need to give yourself time for that as well, and hopefully all these kids do that after this event.
Well, we look forward to the end of this game. Best of luck here, and hope to see Team Blue maybe come out with a victory, pull one out in the third.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I'm 52 now, so it's like 8:17, so 9 o'clock's coming up quick for me. So
yeah, we got to make sure to get you to bed.
Hopefully there's no overtime when we get a quick goal or two here, and I can go get some rest, because Podolin does have me at 8:15 tomorrow morning again, so we got a quick turnaround.
I know, we got to be here too, so
absolutely.
We hope to get out of here as early as possible.
That's a good thing.
Exactly. Appreciate it. Thanks for this, Chris.
Yeah, you're welcome. I like these things. These are awesome.
back inside of Cal Tire Place North here in Vernon. Third period action upcoming for you here at the UMH-68 BC Invitational between Team Blue and Team Red. 2-2 our score after 40 minutes as we look forward to an entertaining third period here to see if we can decide a winner. And we're underway here in the third. Again, if you like what you're seeing, you like what you're hearing, make sure to subscribe and like our YouTube page as we continue on through the weekend here in Vernon and the northern part of the Okanagan. Puck brought back in, Neal on the left wing side, tries to carry that one back in before that was knocked down just inside the blue line, bouncing puck out to center, and now it's gathered up and thrown toward the front of the net as Menabariat tried to get the handle on that and just fired that one up and over the goal for Team Red. Blue will counter and come back the other way. It's Ben Tyson, who's been just phenomenal so far today. 4 goals for Tyson in the tournament and on the day. 3 in the opener and 1 here so far tonight. Back of the right wing side now, Tyson. Going to make a move to the middle. That was broken up. Flips that off the glass and back out through to center. Cuthbertson backtracking inside of his own zone. Flings it across the left side here for Team Blue as that puck sent all the way down ice. That went off a stick, and that will go for an icing in the faceoff that will come back inside of Team Blue territory. Reminder to check out the Up My Hockey podcast, the podcast for players chasing their full potential. From mindset to performance, this is your go-to source for unlocking the next level in your game. Grow your mindset, grow your game. Up My Hockey, because the mental game matters. We talked to Chris Osgood a bit about that in our second intermission, just about the mental part of it, because you know, I'm not the first one to preach anything about mental coaching, but a lot of these kids, 14 years old and anything younger as well, you want to try and be at the top of your game as best as possible. And, you know, it's a long grind. And as you mentioned, it's an 11-month sport now. You really only get 1 month off and you're right back to the rink and right back to training during the off season, having these kind of camps and trying to get better. And of course, a big part of that is getting the mental game right. But of course, Jason Bedolan helps them with the Up My Hockey podcast and just getting a different side and different perspective on things. Shot from the right wing side by Cohen, short, off a stick, up and out of play. And a face-off that will come back inside of Team Blue territory. 18:38 to go here in the third. 2-2 is our score. Another funny thing that Chris mentioned in there is the fact that he wants this game to try and be over in a reasonable fashion and a reasonable time. 11:26 right now for him in his Michigan time. So trying to work his way to trying to get a regulation win so that he can go to bed. Shot put on just wide of the goal there off the stick of Short. Thrown into the right wing corner. Puck comes loose there in the right circle. Quick shot to the net stop. Rebound, Camo fired off the blocker of the goaltender in the way of McRae. James McRae has been strong so far here in this hockey game. Loose puck jousted for here and now pushed back ahead through the middle of the ice and carried back down the left wing side by Team Blue. Started back in there by Rowan Stacey into the corner. Stacey working there with Hudson Bishop as this comes back up the boards on the right side. It gets past everybody out through center as Sale is back onto it inside of his own zone. Saul to the front of the net. Picked up by Team Blue. Work their way out to center now as it's Besser across on the left side. Chipped in there by Stacey, but Team Blue's offside, and that will halt play. 17:35 to go here in period number 3, and a face-off that will come back out to neutral ice. So again, the first day of 3 that we've got for you here from the North Okanagan. Tomorrow, similar setup. 8:15, 10:45 games, and also 4:15 and 6:45 tomorrow. And the first game of the day, Gray versus Blue, and then also Red versus Black in the 10:45 game. That'll set up the semifinal games. We don't know who's going to be involved in those semifinal games quite yet. We'll have an idea after the morning wave is done tomorrow. Long shot from the line, fired wide again. Both these teams coming in 0-1 so far after losses this morning. The shot wide of the goal. 2-0 is Team Gray. Look out, that puck flipped up and out of play right into the stands right below us with 17:09 to go here in period number 3. So Team Gray's 2-0. They'll know that after one day. That sets them up very well going into tomorrow and then into the semis tomorrow night. 1-1 is Team Black. One of these teams will be 1-1, and One team will be 0-2 going into tomorrow as well, though the games have been so tight, the margin is so slim that I don't really know how much the records will indicate once we get to the semifinals of where teams are at. Here's Granger, lead feet ahead. Knocked down, and that puck will come back down inside of Team Red territory. Working down to the right wing corner now, and centering a pass in front is Aiden. That was worked away from the front of the goal. Scooped up here by Team Blue. Here's Simpson, right side. Quick shot off the left shoulder of the goaltender there as that was put toward the front of the net. And nice save by Jaden Avery with the left shoulder, and that's fought at by Sumner as he'll play it down inside of Team Blue territory. Blue back forward inside of their own zone. Puck will be battled for here and now pushed back ahead through center and worked back inside of the Team Blue zone where Blue will get back onto it. Besser back ahead. Here's Tyson carrying right circle, trying to make a drag move to the middle. Neal couldn't collect the loose puck. Now taken over here by Leffler. Leffler right side, Reed across left wing, delaying to the front of the net. That went there. That was by Heasby that couldn't be handled. Now it's Cuthbertson at the line. Throws it down low. Played back along down to the right wing corner. Puck pushed back to the right circle. Reed dropped it off. Tyson into the right corner. Threw it toward the front of the net. Avery steered it away with the left pad. Puck comes in centered back out in front and forced just wide of the goal. Down below the goal line, that will travel. Laid back down low and up the right wing side. Now Team Red will venture their way out to center. That pass was just behind its intended target there in Neal through neutral ice. Puck worked along on the left wing side and now forced back out through to the neutral zone and carried ahead now by Tyson. Tyson gathering speed down the right side. Tyson in the right circle, just couldn't find the handle on that, and it's worked back around to the corner. Up the boards, here's Neal with it now. Neal trying to advance that one out, giving up and toward the front of the net, put to the goal. Puck is still loose there, and a save made by Jaden Tracy as that puck just laying right behind him, but able to get the whistle and the stoppage on a good look toward the front of the net for Team Blue, as that was Rowan Stacy who had a great chance toward the front of the goal, but Jaden Tracy kept it out to keep the game at a 2-2 deadlock. Now beyond the 5-minute mark of this third period. Puck battled here on the half boards. And will be forced back along the boards on the right wing side and pushed back to the middle, carried out through to center here by Team Red. Here's Steele up the middle, carried down the left side, cutting to the net, is short, and a great save. What a stop that was, going to the front of the goal, and a terrific save made there for Team Blue by James McRae. Down ice that will go. That goes for an icing. Outstanding stuff from Cohen Short, who scored twice this morning. Short worked his way down the left side, cut to the front of the net, and a fantastic stop by James McRae. One of the many he's made so far in this game. McRae, who has faced now 16 shots in this game and has made 14 saves. Those numbers don't jump off the page, but McRae's done a really good job at making timely stops. It's been a big key for him so far here in this game. Team Blue back with it. Puck off the side of the net, now loose back in front, just went through the wickets of the forward there, right at the front of the goal, trying to find that loose puck was Trent Keenan. Now held on inside the zone by Short, just inside the line. Works it along, now back for Short again. Short a long try, that was fanned on. Bouncing puck sent back to the blue line, held on side. Here's a chance for Sutherland, drops it down low and a backdoor pass. That just couldn't be completed as it was Nate Steele that threw it across and just couldn't be tipped home. Sutherland ahead, tipped up the right side there by Short. Bouncing puck comes three to the middle and now broken back up as it's played on the left side. Bounced its way back to the blue line and picked up by Short. Fed it ahead. Here's Steele across right wing side. In stride, a shot by Short. Great save by McRae once again. Puck forced out to center. Now Blue back in. Bishop drops it off in the slot. Bouncing puck comes loose in front and Red will clear it out of their own zone. Blue back forward and a long stretch pass out to center. Can't connect there with Warnick. Played ahead by Team Red. Deflected back in deep there by Sumner. Throws it down below the goal line now as that's worked around by Aiden out to center. Collected up and That was forced in as Rositnik tried to play that in deep. Banked ahead on the right wing side and forced out to center for Blue. 12:45 to go here in the third period, and the game remains tied 2-2. Granger tied up in the corner. Simpson going in after the puck. Gathered free by Neal. He tried to work it out toward the neutral zone. That was cut off, and now forced back along as Sumner tries to get to it, working there against Warnick. Drop back off on the right wing side. Granger will work it back off the glass and up ice. Team Blue back onto it now, fed to the middle. Here's Rositnik now trying to find it. Neutral ice now, it's laid ahead and carried up the ice there by Blue. They're offside though, is just unable to hold the line was Tyson, working his way in across the blue line. 12:16 to go, period 3, 2-2 our score remains here in the North Okanagan. Trying to come outside of the Team Red zone. Scrambled off the face-off and now pushed back ahead on the right wing side. Now as Cuthbertson will make his way back in. Cuthbertson flying in down the right wing, put that puck to the net, steered away by the left pad of Avery. Brought back the other way and out to center, where it's Hesby that will get the play onto it now, and Hesby will make his way ahead. Down the left wing side. Floated back ahead there by Team Red. Neal racing after it here and turning back is Cuthbertson, who's back onto the puck inside of his own zone. Cuthbertson ahead. Neal knocked it down, but Team Blue comes back the other way. Here's Tyson working back in. Tyson tried to make a drag move. That was knocked off stride. Loose puck comes inside the blue line. Now for Leffler across left wing. Dancing into the high slot now. Put toward the front of the goal and a backhand. That one floated back into Tracy, who hangs on as Reed put that one toward the front of the net. And Tracy able to find the handle and hang on to that one. A reminder about Iron Ghost Construction, a platinum sponsor here for UMH-68, and they're a dedicated platinum sponsor. Iron Ghost has provided player sponsorships at all 4 events, helping young athletes chase their dreams on and off the ice, where quality and safety lead every build. Iron Ghost Construction. Saul across on the left wing, now floated back in there by Team Blue. Down below the goal line, pass comes right to the blocker, to the glove side, and Team Red will turn it back the other way. Fed ahead to center. Steele just lost the handle on that. Countered back the other way by Stacey. Stacey advancing in. He was knocked off stride. Puck comes loose in the right wing corner. Still a battle for it now, as that will be worked back up the boards and pitched back ahead on the left wing side. Steele trying to get it ahead. Now out to center comes Team Red. Here's Short down the left wing side, holding, shooting, and a mask save made by McRae. He continues to do it with every part of his body. Pitched ahead by Red. Here's Short now back onto it inside the blue line. Lost the handle. Bishop fed it to the middle. Bishop got it back again in neutral ice, and now it's forced ahead by Saul. Now Red will work their way back in, trying to find the handle on that, but this penalty upcoming here is a broken stick. Comes from Steele, and a slashing penalty is going to come the way of Team Red. So a penalty upcoming here to Team Red, and it's going to go against Nate Steele. Power play opportunity upcoming here for Team Blue. Scores shorthanded. Draw that will come to the left side of the Team Red net. 10:18 to go, third period, 2-2 score. Draw to the left of the goal of Jaden Tracy. Power play opportunity number 4 of the game for Team Blue. Left wing side, put to the goal. And a glove save made by Tracy. Draw will come back to the blocker side of the goal of Jaden Tracy, who's in halfway through the game. In to spell off his partner Bryce Roche, who didn't play poorly, just those two switched halfway through the opening game. They switch halfway through this one, bouncing puck to the net, and to the goal they score. The shot came from the blue line by William Simpson. Looked like it was deflected in front And it's going to be Ty Warnick that leads the flybys to the bench, and Warnick's got the goal that gives Team Blue a 3-2 lead. Power play goal for Ty Warnick, as he got to the front of the net, redirected that puck home, and Warnick, the Burnaby native, able to deflect that puck into the back of the net and make it a 3-2 game with 10 minutes to go here in the third. Brought ahead by Red, out to center. Now Besner works that back out through the neutral zone and played ahead on the right wing side there, as that is forced back ahead out through center by Team Red. Besser did a good job to knock that one down. Played back in on the right wing side by De Silva. De Silva trying to work his way back in, trying to get Team Red back up to even. Now they were up 2-1, but since then Team Blue scored twice to get their lead back. Out at center, a stretch pass, forced back in by Gillis, and now onto it here is Potash. Potash out to center, got the scored that leading goal, and he's got another one down the rush through the legs. Potash has tied the game. Aiden Potash is second of the game, his third of the day, and has made this a 3-3 contest. Potash had the 2-1 goal, and down the wing just slides it right through the legs of McRae into the back of the net with 9:13 to go in the third. Under a minute between goals, and we're back to square again at 3-3. Brock back in by Tyson. We'll work that back inside of the offensive zone before it's taken over here by Red, back inside of their defensive end. Now Cano. Camo out to center off a stick of Cuthbertson, up and out of play. We'll see a face-off that will come back here to neutral ice once more with 8:54 to go here in this third period of play. Back at center now, it's Camo that will force it back ahead, and worked out a neutral ice now as it's forced back along the right side by Sutherland. Played back down below the goal line now, as this is up the wall on the right side, and it's Team Blue trying to force their way back out to center before it's touched up and thrown back along the left wing. Now Team Blue will make their way back in. Down the left side. Here's Hesby getting to the net. Lost the handle on the puck now. Cuthbertson holding, shooting, firing that one just up and over the goal. Down to the corner, Leffler. And they get the feed on that now as it's taken away by Team Red, and they'll advance out to center. That was knocked off the stick and now carried back in, holding to the right wing side, putting that one toward the front of the goal was Tyson. That was just knocked away. Back of the line now, Team Blue controls a backhanded shot to the front of the net. Tracy made that was a good stop made in front of the goal by Jaden Avery, and down ice that will go for an icing with 7:48 now remaining here in this third period of play. And 3-3 remains our score, with goals scored here in the third period by Ty Warnick and Aiden Potash. Goals coming 48 seconds apart to have this game in a 3-3 contest. Puck thrown down low to the left wing corner and below the goal line now. Schmidt tied up on the end boards. Battle for it here back behind the net. Up with that is Blue as they try to make their way to the side of the net. Still loose there back off to the back of the goal and trying to work this puck out here back behind the goal. And Team Blue still onto it in the offensive end, where it's forced away and pushed up the wall, but held on side by Blue. Bouncing puck on the left wing side. Still put to the blue line before it was shoveled toward the front of the net. That by Team Blue before it's sent back behind the net. Blue back onto it. Here's Bishop in the corner. Back up top. Held on to the midpoint. Trying to put that toward the front of the goal. And that one knocked away as that was Lanoff that tried to get to that. And now forced back in deep there by Bishop. Under 7 to play here in the third. Here's Steele. Trying to work his way out of his own zone. Forced it out to center. Carried back up there as Trying to get a handle on that was Keenan before Team Blue will start back the other way. The defender Saul is in. Saul down the left wing side. Raymond Saul works into the offensive zone inside the line. Cuts to the right circle, out of the reach of his intended target, but back onto it here on the right side now as it's Team Blue that will try and get onto it. Gillis forced it to the middle. Saul scores! Raymond Saul with a shot from the high slot that wires its way past the blocker's side, and it's a 4-3 Team Blue lead. They're back in front here in the third. So Saul has the goal that has made this a 4-3 game for Team Blue with 6:22 to go here in period 3. Red back with it now as they'll work that back out from their own end, and now right back in on goal. Avery will steer it to his left and taken over now by Team Red back inside of their own zone. Forced out ahead through center. Carried down the right wing side. Played back in here by Red. They've been resilient so far here in this game below the goal line. Sharp angled shot there by Bursch from below the goal line that was forced off the outside of the post. Frank to the line. Kicked out by the left pad of the goaltender in McRae. And back down low. Here's Simpson for now. William Simpson had the shot that put Team Blue ahead earlier in this third period that was deflected in by Ty Warnick. And now Team Blue will make their way out from their own zone. Out at center, here's Potash, 2 already, looking for the hat trick. Tried to put that one on goal, that was knocked down. Team Blue will counter and come the other way. Fed ahead through center, bouncing puck that Hesby touches up from inside the blue line. That's an offside with 5:17 to go here in period number 3. Well, again, make sure to join us tomorrow morning. First of 4 games tomorrow sees Team Grey take on this Team Blue squad at 8:15 tomorrow morning, up bright and early on a Saturday morning here from the UMH-68 BC Invitational. Again, a reminder, if you like what you see and hear, make sure to like and subscribe us on our YouTube page. Puck back out at center after that shot by Tyson and stopped by Avery. So Team Blue will counter and come back up ice. Final 5 here of period number 3. Out along the left wing side and forced back out to the blue line and now banked up the boards. Neal awaiting the puck's arrival on the left wing side before it's sent back down low by Tyson and now gathered up here by Minaberia. Forces that ahead to the middle of the ice. That one's given up. Here's Reed on the right side looking for Tyson. Puck behind him and now forced back out to center. Here's Cuthbertson. 4.5 to go here in the third. Cuthbertson tried to work his way back in deep. Now to the right circle. Cuthbertson turning back on the handle. Throws it down below the goal line now for Reed. Reed give it back along the right wing side, and that's cut off and started the other way here for Team Red. Brought back ahead on the right wing side now and slaloming his way through the neutral zone is Thorpe. Fired that one wide of the cage, back behind the goal. Team Blue onto it. They'll work their way back out through to center here. Bouncing puck in neutral ice and gathered up now in center by Stacy. That one rattled back in there by Team Blue. Tracy out of his goal behind the net. That was Avery that's behind the goal trying to find that puck, and now Granger onto it here. 3:40 to go here in the third. Back ahead on the left wing side. Here's Steele. Ranging down the left wing side, Steele with speed, cuts to the middle, a nice move, put to the net. The save made and a good one from McRae. Again, Nate Steele with a tremendous move down the left side and got his way toward the front of the net. But a terrific stop made once again by McRae and keeps Team Blue ahead by 1 with 3:34 to go in the third. Face-off, blocker side of the goal of McRae. Off the face-off now, this puck pushed up the boards and back out through to center where it is Rezitnik that will take that over. Fed that ahead, tried to force that in his Team Red. That's given up and a chance the other way for Blue. Could be a 2-on-1 if they hurry. Down the left wing side, holding, shooting. Good stop there by Avery. As down the left side was Tristan Schmidt on a 2-on-1 opportunity. Elected to hold and shoot. And it's the save made by Jaden Avery to keep the game at a 1-goal deficit for Team Red at 4-3 for Blue. Face-off blocker side of the Team Red net. Off this face-off, the puck worked back around on the right wing side, now down to the half board here. That's Tyson that dropped it back to the line. Broken up and sent the other way. Here's Sunmer now to make his way ahead. Turning back in the left wing half board. Drop it down low. Under 3 to go here in the third. Puck sent back toward the front of the net and now forced back the other way here by Team Blue. Out to center comes Gillis now, throwing that toward the goal. And that's covered up there by Avery on that glove side attempt with 2:43 remaining here in period number 3, and a 4-3 advantage here for Team Blue. Looking for their first win of this tournament. Trying to go in tomorrow. If they win, it'll be a battle of the 1-1 teams with Team Black and Team Blue tomorrow. With Team Black and Team Blue and Team Gray would be 1-1 against 2-0. Battle for it here as this is forced back ahead through center and played back out to neutral territory. Blue back onto it now as they'll throw it down ice. Now we'll go for an icing and a face-off that'll come back inside Team Blue territory. 2:24 to go here in the third. Draw that will come back inside of the Team Blue zone. Draw to come to the right of the goal of James McRae. Off the face-off now that's bounced its way back in the left wing circle. Work back onto it. Here is Cuthbertson, who turns back onto it here back behind his net. Cuthbertson around the boards on the left wing side. The puck sent back out through to center and carried into Tyson to the empty net off the post. Gone to the bench was Avery in that face-off in the offensive zone, and Tyson finds iron, now thrown wide of the net once again by Team Blue. So under 2 to play in the third. 6-on-5 for Team Red. Sent out to center, forced back in, that was knocked down. This is Tyler Shattuck, the head coach for Team Red, taking a chance and narrowly missed. There's inches away from going to a 2-goal deficit, but now Red trying to make their way out of their own end. Turning back onto it here as they'll try to advance their way up ice. Here's Short ahead through center. Down the right wing side, Short carrying in, right circle to the net, steered it wide under a minute and a half to go here in the third. Poked ahead and held on side by Sutherland. Put to the middle, that was knocked away. Here's Short back on the right side. Threw it back across in the left wing, bouncing puck below the goal line. Centered right through the slot. No one in Red could get the handle. And all the way down inside of the Red zone, they'll go back after it now. Started ahead. Through the middle of the ice now, carried up the middle. Final minute of play here in the third period. It was Minibariat that couldn't get the handle of the blue line. Now forced down low here for Team Red. Up the boards, that will come all the way down ice. That will go for an icing with 47 seconds exactly remaining here in the third period. Such an important game for both these teams when it comes to the standings, just trying to find their way to getting themselves a win here at this point. Face-off blocker side of the goal of James McRae. Off the face-off now, it's Camo across, right wing side, Sutherland toward the slot. Knocked down now Sutherland. Gets it back again on the right side. Drops it back right circle to the net. Stopped by McRae. The rebound fought out to center. Rolling on in. That's not going to have enough for icing. 25 seconds to go here in the third period. And Red trying to make their way out of their own zone. Here's Camo now with 20 seconds to go in the third. Long stretch pass to center. Deflected back in by Neal. Down below the goal line now. Blue will get it around the boards. 10 seconds to go in the third. They fought it off to the blue line. Out to center. A bouncing puck comes for Sutherland. 5 seconds to go in the third. Red back in there offside with 2.6 seconds to go here in the third. and a 4-3 game for Team Blue. So a face-off to come back at center with 2.6 to go in the third. And Team Red's just gonna have to try and rifle one on from outside the blue line here. Try to win this face-off and bring one in about as quick as they can. Sent toward the front of the goal. McRae knocks it down. Tried for the empty net. That will sound the buzzer. This one is over. Team Blue gets their first win of the tournament, 4-3 the final. They knock off Team Red here on this Friday night. And another tough one-goal loss for Team Red, but it's Blue that tops them by a 4-3 score. James McRae, a solid performance, turning aside 29 of the 22 shots he faced in the blue net today. While the game-winning goal comes in the third period from Raymond Saul with 6:22 to go in the third. And it's Team Blue that comes away victorious for the first time here in the tournament, the first time today. And they'll be 1-1 going into tomorrow's matchup against the 2-0 Team Gray. Well, for Team Red, they've been right there. They just haven't been able to find their way to a win. So they are now 1-1. They are now 0-2. They'll take on the 1-1 Team Black tomorrow at 10:45 before we get to our semi-finals, which will be interesting because that'll see teams that, of course, we've already seen playing up against each other, and that'll be interesting to see how that goes down tomorrow. But for now, we get to what our 3 stars and our Grit and Grind Award coming up here after today's game. And a victory here for Team Red, or Team Blue, by a final score of 4-3. So we'll have that coming up for you here in a matter of moments. It's our Grit and Grind Award presented by Brown's Social House, and then the 3 stars of today's game.
First of all, time for our Grit and Grind Award. The recipient will receive a $30 against the event, courtesy of Brown's Social House at the Village Green Hall. And the Grit and Grind Award recipient for Team Blue, number 2, Harlan Hesby.
So it's going to be Harlan Hesby from Team Blue, who's our Grit and Grind Award winner for this game. And Nick Roten and Coldwell Banker Executive Realty is your sponsor for the 3 stars.
And the recipient for this game from Team Red, number 29, Bryce.
So Bryce Roach will get 3rd star in this game. He was terrific. He only gave up a goal in the opening part of this game, and he was outstanding in this one. So he gets the 3rd star here in this one.
From Team Red, number 4.
2nd star, Team Red. It's going to be Aiden Potash that's going to get the 2nd star. 2 goals in this hockey game for Aiden.
And our 1st star from Team Blue, receiving a $50 gift card. Number 5, Raymond.
And the 1st star, the game-winning goal. It's Raymond Saul who gets 1st star in this hockey game after his game-winning marker stood up from his 3rd period try. And that is your 3 stars presented by Nick Routen of Coldwell Banker Executive Realty. 4-3 the final score. Team Blue finishes it off with a victory here. That concludes our Friday coverage here at the UMH-68 BC Invitational here in Vernon. Again, a reminder, like and subscribe to the YouTube page if you like what you see and hear on our channel. We're signing off for the night. Enjoy your Friday night. We'll be back tomorrow bright and early. 8:15 tomorrow morning. We hope you join us. UMH-68 BC Invitational here from Vernon.